Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Brian Winnekins from Commodity Classic, and thank you to our Commodity Classic sponsors, including Compeer Financial, Wisconsin Farmers Union, Synergy Co-op, and the Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board. And I'm with Steve Trezebiatowski. He's the past president of the Wisconsin Soybean Association. He's also an ASA delegate, and we're going to talk a little bit about not only what's going on here at Commodity Classic, but also Corn Soybean Expo, which we had a few weeks ago. Steve's been working on that, and there's some kind of cool things that might be happening. And Steve, thanks for joining us. Well, first, tell us a little bit about the farm in Amherst.
Yeah, I'm on a 700-acre farm in central Wisconsin. We farm corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and small grains. Right there, some is irrigated, some is not, and yeah, it's right in central Wisconsin.
And are y'all ready for spring? I mean, back home right now, when we did this interview, we're getting another snowstorm. Well, we have sunshine and 85, but you ready for spring?
Yeah, it takes a while to prep, but yeah, it's tough when you're sitting here at 85 degrees and thinking I need to get home and start planning, and then we get the reality check when we get off the plane. So it'll be a while, but we'll be ready.
What are some of the challenges, excuse me, you face on the farm every year are you in light soil or heavier soil out in Amherst?
We have a combination. So we have some fields that are heavy clay and some that are sand. Some of our lighter sand ones, we have the irrigation on. So that works well that way, and we try to rotate. And that's where a lot of times the small grains come in. But with a lot of new products out there, our corn and soybeans have steadily increased yields.
And you know, you use those small grains as well, but you also, I'm assuming, using cover crops and all that to help make the field hold more water and more organic matter and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we're actually working on, and it's been for a while, the watershed programs that are available to farmers. And in planting, cover crops in fall, it helps with planting into green in spring. And by eliminating some of those green crops in spring, it's holding soil in place. It's helped filter a lot of the runoff. Keeping all our nutrients where we need to do it, and it's just such a great advantage to keep everything where we need it.
Talking with Steve Trezebiatowski. He's the past president of Wisconsin Soybean Association. He's also an ASA delegate here at Commodity Classic. So, as a delegate with Commodity Classic, and as an ASA delegate, what are some of the things you're working on this week?
Well, yesterday we had some resolution meetings, and just to get through those, actually it started a while ago where we were doing preliminary meetings and things like that to get them in place. So this is kind of the final stamp on those, and then Saturday we'll finish that up. I look for it to go pretty smoothly because we've looked at it many times, and there's things in there just to benefit the American soybean farmer.
Meanwhile, you're also you do a lot with Corn Soybean Expo, and you're working on trying to expand Corn Soybean Expo here at Commodity Classic. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's great walking the floor here. There's all kinds of vendors here, but some of those that I think would fit well into the Wisconsin Soybean Association and the Corn and Soybean Expo in Wisconsin Dells. I think those vendors, I've passed out cards and things like that, and there's a lot of interest for them to be involved in that. Obviously, we probably closed out our exhibitors a month ahead of time that we were sold out, but we're looking at possibly even expanding that even more. The attendance was fantastic this last year, and we just look for bigger and better things. So hopefully we can get more vendors that will help farmers with their inputs.
And that's, not every soybean grower from Wisconsin can come down to Commodity Classic wherever it may be. So that's what makes Corn Soy Expo so important.
Yeah, and that's the fantastic thing about having it in Wisconsin Dells. It's located central Wisconsin. It's easy to get to, and it makes it so advantageous for the farmer just to take a day off just to see what's at this show. And with the breakout sessions, with the information that Dr. Sean Conley and UW-Madison provide for us in other programs. This past year we had Chip Flores there. We had the Shark Farmer, Matt Bennett on marketing. It was a great lineup, and we look to only get better speakers and more speakers.
We're at Corn Soybean Expo. We're at Commodity Classic. I knew I was going to say that. I'm Brian Winnekins on WRDN.